Out. Sufficient number have requested a roll call. A roll call is in order. The chair recognizes the representative for Portland, Representative Russell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I rise in opposition to the pending motion. It's a rare occasion I get to stand up in support of a bill introduced on behalf of the Chief Executive. If Stephen Colbert were here, he'd call this the Truthiness Bill. The sponsor, the good Senator Thomas, put it most succinctly in his testimony. Every year, the things we read in campaign materials and hear in radio ads or on TV become more ridiculous and in some cases more untrue. Should there be no restraint, no limit, or no consequences for lying? There should be a mechanism to at least shame those who are behind some of the most outrageous statements. And that's really all that's being asked for in this bill. Mr. Speaker, it has taken me 6 years, but for once, the good Senator Thomas and I agree on something. Truthiness is important. Some might suggest that this could be construed as censorship. But just last May, the Chief Executive himself, whose bill this is, said, the minute we start stifling our speech, we might as well go home, roll up our sleeves, and get our guns out. If he believes so strongly in opposition to censorship, how could I possibly disagree? This isn't about stifling speech, Mr. Speaker. It's about truth. Are there constitutional challenges to this bill? Well, the ACLU seems to think so. But fear not. The Chief Executive's legal counsel assures me it's well within the Constitution. It's a pretty reliable source in my book. Mr. Speaker, supporting the pending motion nixes the truth and leaves everyday Mainers to sort out facts, truth, if you will, from a whopper of a fish story. Like this one. And I quote, "The only thing that I've heard is that if you take a plastic bottle and put it in the microwave and you heat it up, it gives off a chemical similar to estrogen. So the worst case is some women may have little beards." That was an actual quote by a politician who shall remain unnamed. Mr. Speaker, do you really want to leave it up to the people to determine whether that's true or false? That's a tough one. Little beards? I don't know how that comes down on science. Or how about the politician who alleged that Maine required a company to conduct buffalo and black fly censuses? No, Mr. Speaker, these are the most important issues of our time, and it is absolutely imperative that a government agency give us a hand up on the truth. Not a handout, Mr. Speaker, just a hand up. Mr. Speaker, the bottom line is this. If the Chief Executive wants candidates, political candidates, to be held accountable when they tell a whopper of a fish story on the campaign trail, then who exactly are we to stand in his way?